also Femi, my good friend and Executive Secretary, National Assembly, Library Trust Fund, the Chairman, LMI Planning and Advisory Committee and Secretary General of the Conference of Speakers, Presidents of African Legislators, Solape, of course, Director of Legislative Mentorship Initiative, Abubakar Tijani, President LMI, Alumni Association, Tayo Olosunde, Founder and CEO, Mind the Gap, Nigeria, and my constituent, partners of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative, representatives of the media, Your Excellencies. You know, when I stood there back there just now and I was receiving your handshakes, I knew we were up to something with this LMI. I could sense from handshake to handshake, from palm to palm, the electricity, the power, the vibrancy. Just for that handshake. And for those of the women who refused to shake me, I was able to sense even then the same electricity, the same power. So I know this cohort is more than likely going to be better than the third cohort, which was our best cohort at the time. So it looks like we're going from strength to strength. And I look forward to the end of 3 weeks to hear from you guys and to see how far you have come. So it gives me great joy to welcome you all to the fourth cohort of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative. Each time we gather under this banner, I am reminded of why we began this journey: to build a community of intentional leaders whose ideas, character, and courage will shape the future of Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Leadership, in my view, is not an accident of circumstance. It is a conscious act of service, a deliberate choice to rise above self and give meaning to the lives of others. As I often say, good leadership is about intentionality. It requires clarity of purpose, consistency of action, and compassion for people. When I conceived the idea of LMI, I did so with the conviction that nations rise or fall on the equality of their leaders, rather on the quality of their leaders. And that if we must build leaders as well as we build institutions. LMI was deliberately designed to be a movement of transformation, a space where values meet vision, and where young women and young men can learn not only to lead, but why they lead, and learn to lead well in the public sector. I tell people sometimes that one of my bigger regrets is the fact that when I got into the public space, I didn't have a mentor other than the mentor who you all know. Young age, I didn't have people before that, somebody who mentored me and guided me. And I realized that that was what was lacking in Nigeria, perhaps one of the bigger pains of our society. And that's how LMI was born. I believe it was the late Nelson Mandela who once said, history will judge us by the difference we make in the everyday lives of children. In our context, I believe history will also judge us by how well we prepare those who will inherit our institutions, our democracy, and our shared destiny. These are our youth. But we welcome the first cohort of fellows in 2022. It was a bold step towards reimagining and reinventing how mentorship can truly transform the way our young people think about governance, leadership, and service. By the second cohort, the LMI had become a movement. The enthusiasm, curiosity, and brilliance of the fellows proved one thing, that Nigeria has no shortage of talented leaders, only a need for opportunities, guidance, and people who believe in them. The third cohort elevated the program to new heights. Many of our alumni have gone on to serve in various capacities in the State House, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the National Assembly, here at CoSPAL, and many others across government, civil society, and the private sector, applying the lessons of leadership, empathy, and excellence that define LMI across Nigeria, Africa, and the world. To say I am proud of what we have achieved in just 4 years would be an understatement. Allow me, therefore, to express my sincere gratitude to our strategic partners, such as the Office of the Speaker, House of Representatives, the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, the National Assembly Library Trust Fund, the Leadership Advancement Foundation, the Nigerian Technical Aid Corps, the Albedo Foundation, the Bank of Industry, UN Women, Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, Conrad Adenauer Stiftung, Nikon Luxury Hotel, and others who have walked this journey with us. Thank you for believing and supporting the promise of this vision.